Hi, this is Miss Villasenor, and we're going to be doing some math, and we're going to be focusing on the Eureka Lesson 6, and that's going to be about rational numbers on a number line. And let me remind you what a rational number is. It is a number that can be written as a ratio, so you will see it written as a fraction. So in which you'll see a numerator and a denominator. So with any whole number, so if you have like the number 8 is a rational number, and you can write it as 8 over 1. So we're going to be focusing on rational numbers on a number line. Okay, we're going to review first. You already know how number lines go with positives and negatives, you know about their opposites. Now we're going to focus on reviewing how to write decimals equivalent to each fraction. So go ahead and pause the video and work on questions A and B, and then unpause and I will reveal the answers. If you have any questions or need more review on this, you could come make an appointment with me. Okay, so if you are still listening, that means you went over, you tried it out on your own or with a partner. And the way you write a decimal equivalent to a half, it would be shown as, the answer down here is 0.5 as a decimal. For fifths, that would be as 0.8, and 6/7 will be 6.70. And on the B section, 0.42 can be written as 42 over 100, and when you simplify it, 21 over 50. And 3.75 will be 3 over 75 over 100, and 3, and when you simplify it, 3 3/4. And 36.90 the answer will be 3690 over 100, and when you simplify it, 36/9. Again, if you need a review on how to make fractions into a decimal, set an appointment with your teacher, and then we will review that with you. Okay, so now we're going to work with a number line. And before, you would see that we would have number lines that would either begin with like whole numbers, 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the left side, 0, -1, -2, -3. Or you could skip counted by twos, like 2, 4, 6, 8, but they would be whole numbers. Now, we're going to be focusing on a number line that is less than 1. So as you can see, we have 0 here and we have 1 there. And in between these spaces here, they are called segments. So you will see they might ask you the measurement of each segment, or each segment. So from 0 to 1, how do we come up with the segment 1 out of 10? Well, 10 means that there's 10 segments from 0 to 1. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 makes that whole number. So there are segments total, and so what that means is that the first one, 1 out of 10, would mean that that's 1 out of the 10 segments. Okay, so that's how you will see that. So anytime you see they're not always going to be into 10 segments. Some of them might be into 4 segments. So then you would see 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4. Okay, so now we're going to do some activities with this number line. Okay, so this number line here, you will see that now we have positives and negatives, and we have the same thing, which we have 0, and then we have all these segments till we get to the one whole. Oh, that one's, there you go. And then we go to the left, and we have all these segments till we get to -1. And if you count how many spaces from 0 to 1, you will count that there are 10 all the way to the 1. And that's again like was stated earlier, that's how you get 1/10, 2/10, and it goes the same on the negative side. Say we will also see opposites. Okay, so on the directions here it says locate and graph 3/10 and its opposite sides. So they have located 3/10 right here, 3 out of the 10 segments, and the opposite is 3 spaces 3/10 from 0, same distance, and the answer would be, let me erase all this so you can see everything clearly, and you will see how 3/10 and -3/10 have been labeled here in this number line. Okay, so it's the same thing you've been doing. Now we're just dealing with rational numbers that have the fractions. So these are your positives and here are your negatives. Okay, so here is a real world situation problem for us. So I'm going to read this for you where it says the water level of a lake rose 1.25 feet after it rained. So it rose. That means it went up higher. Answer the following questions using the number line below. So we're looking at this number line. Write a rational number to represent the situation. So in this case, we are representing, as it was stated, 1.25. So you could write it as the whole number with the decimal, 1.25, or you can write it as 1 and 1/4. Okay. B. What two integers is 1.25 between on a number line? So if we look at this number line, and 1.25 is labeled here, actually, the dot right here, so that is above the 1, and it says which two integers, so it is between which whole numbers. So your answer would be 1 and 2. They are between 1 and the 2 there. Now C, write the length of each segment on the number line as a decimal and a fraction. So it's asking for the segment. Remember, segment means the space between them. So we're going to have to look at the whole numbers here and determine, okay, so from 0 to 1, how many spaces are there? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Four spaces, which means 4 segments. And then from 1 to 2, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are separated by 4 segments, which is different from the last number line that had 10 segments. So our length would be they are done in 1 out of 4. Or you can say 0.25, because 1/4 means 0.25 as well. Now the last question, what will be the water level after it rained, and graph the point on the number line. So looking at the number line here, if this is the water level, which is at 0, and it says it, what's covering it up right here? What will be the water level after it rained? Remember, it rose 1.25, and we're at 0. We're going to have to go up 1 1/4, or 1.25, which is where the decimal's at. So the answer would be, it would be 1.25 above the lake level. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson 6A for today. If you have any questions or you need extra help, remember, set an appointment and you can join the small group help. Thank you.